All right, everybody. Welcome to the show, Coach Bob Dlwgosh. So, Coach Dlwgosh, you've been the coach for a couple years here at Saint John. Been part of a rebuild, legitimate rebuild after coming back from 8-man and bringing football back to Saint John. There are definitely some high hopes for the Heralds program this year. What are some of the things you're looking forward to as the season gets ready to start on Saturday already, folks?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right, Sammy. I mean, it's been incredible growth and everything that's happened with our program. Just to talk about that real quick, I mean, you're absolutely right. When me and Coach Bento took over, we had an 8-man team. And we didn't win a game that year. We fought real hard, but we didn't win a game that year. A year later, we won a couple varsity 11-man games. Then we reestablished junior high football. Now we've got the Freeway League, which a lot of the credit goes to those coaches down there. They really did all the work. But, now we're playing contact football 3rd through 12th grade, and all of the teams have deep rosters. So I'm excited about beyond this year,
Yeah.
But we should look at this year first, right?
Yeah.
One thing at a time. And, it's just we're excited. I mean, we have talent, we have size, but most importantly, we got a group of kids with a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And, well, let's face it. I know we got some newcomers, and they've all been great, but we've also got some people that have been here for a while, and they're hungry. They're hungry for a big season, and I think we're going to deliver on it.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. We've obviously, I think the first year of St. John football was the year me and Ryan start this show. So, it was cool to get to see kind of the evolution of football over at St. John. Ryan, you talked about the youth league. Ryan dove headfirst into the youth league, and shout out to my old partner from 440 and Gold days, Ryan Cole and Mike and Dean and the entire group over there at that SJYFL. Like you said, they're doing just a great job, great numbers. And it makes a difference, I think, for head coaches at the high school level when you've got guys who have, played football before they get there. It's a lot easier to game plan when you're not teaching how to tackle in July.
Yeah, that's 100% right. We're already reaping some of those benefits, right? Because like I said, when we reestablished the junior high program, now the athletes that are coming to us, like we got freshmen this year that are going to see the field a lot. And, Carlo Fasano is a good example. And you saw him the other night in the scrimmage. He did great at the end there playing defensive end. I mean, he had a couple tackles for loss and everything. And I just don't know if that happens if he doesn't have the opportunity to have really good coaching in the 7th and 8th grade like he did. So
yeah, and you talk about some of the young guys, and we're going to get into the players this year. You guys have had a great base. I think this senior class is special. There was obviously some additions coming by way. I think it's safe to talk about the transfers because it made the paper, so I'm not giving out any state secrets.
Right.
You got a couple transfers in that are going to help, solidify and bolster up that line play. But let's talk about some of those seniors that have really earned their stripes behind the shield at St. John. And, guys like Vin Narducci, Will Anderson, Ryan, these guys who have taken their hits and are ready to go out, and it's time to hit back.
Yeah, no, they really have, and I couldn't be happier with them. I hope everyone got an opportunity to see the article that Mike Greco had in the Star Beacon today about Vin Narducci. Very nice article. Like you said, he's a leader, and we asked him to do a lot. We asked him to come from offensive guard to quarterback. Last year, I believe he had the 2nd most passing yards in the county.
Yes, he did.
And
I kept track.
Yeah. I got the right guy for that. And I think he's going to have a better year. Will Anderson, all right, athlete all over the place. But again, leadership qualities. Ryan Williams, I always say it. He's going to laugh at me, but he's like that, get your hard hat on, pack your lunch. It's a full day's work kind of mentality. And I could go. I don't even want to leave anyone out. Joe Piccarillo, what an amazing kid. So smart. Solly Twining, he doesn't give up. We got some other seniors coming in. It's just incredible. You said it right. It's a really special group of seniors.
Yeah, and I've had the unique privilege and honor of actually getting to see this team, I think, closer than most. Obviously not closer than you guys, as my daughter is a senior at St. John High School this year as well. Shout out to the cheerleaders. But, one of the things I think that sticks out when I look at this team and the makeup is the closeness of this team, and this is a bunch of guys that want to fight for each other. I think that's one of the benefits you have at being in a smaller school, because that camaraderie is there. You're seeing these kids every day in the halls, every day, and most of the time in the same classes. Since these kids were kindergarten, first grade. Talk about how some of that camaraderie, and you get to see the benefits of that on the field.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, these kids can't get away from each other during the day. I mean, they just shuffle from one class to the next, and there's times where I'll have three of them, or I'll have them 3 times a day for class between the different subjects I teach and stuff. And I guess that's a blessing. I don't know if I want all of them that many times, but you're right. And so that closeness and that tight knit community, the smallest of our school, helps. And I got to say too, one of the things I love about St. John is it's kind of like a one team, one fight mentality. I mean, these girls come to our games, we go to theirs. All the programs support each other. We still share some athletes a little bit. I mean, Will and Anthony, they're golfers.
Yeah.
But we work with Coach Fortune. It's not a problem because we're all in this together. So it's a school-wide camaraderie that really makes it special for me as a teacher and a coach.
So, one of the other things that's changed in the last couple of years, you guys got football back. You guys weren't necessarily part of a conference yet, but you guys get to join the NAC, which is growing every year, seemingly, adding in Grand Valley this year, Cardinal next year.
Yeah.
How nice is it to kind of have a conference, go after that title, and a little bit of regulation of your schedule?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's been great. And I think at the time where we were independent made a lot of sense. Schedule the games that in all of our sports that were good fits for that year, because from year to year we fluctuate so much. But now we're at a point where we can be competitive with these schools consistently. Your Wyndhams and your Deanna Matthews and all that. So and you build rivalries, and you build those types of things. And it's kind of fun too, because we might, like I just said, the whole team might be in the gymnasium on a Wednesday night cheering these guys on against whoever. Fairport.
Hey,
maybe I'll just
you got ahead of me on that one, Coach. I was going to ask you which one gets the double circle.
And then on Friday night we're playing the same team. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Being in the conference, I'm glad it's expanding. I think Grand Valley is going to be a great addition. I love the fact that now the county schools are all kind of lumped together in at least 2 conferences.
Yeah.
So we're guaranteed 2 county games a year. And so it's been neat. It's been good.
So another thing that you guys have had the benefit of this year is the growth of the team as a whole. So, I can remember the years where, St. John had 11 guys on the field and 3 guys on the sideline. That is not the case this year. Got a chance to head all the way down to Latonia, which is also one of our YSN schools, but way, way down there, about an hour and 15 minutes away. And you guys had the actual chance and ability to go out with a group of 1s and a group of 2s. How much is that? How much does that make your job easier? And also, how much do those guys help sharpen up the 1s?
Yeah, that's absolutely great point, Sammy. I mean, first off, just lining up 11v11, and I don't have to hold a bag, to make it happen is paying dividends already. We saw it all throughout 2-a-days and stuff like that. But then, there's a little competition. The competition is obviously good.
Yeah.
And it breeds that desire. You got to outwork a guy. You can't just rest on your morals and think you're just gonna be all right. So having a big squad's been good, and watching the young guys develop and start to maybe fight for a position's been really good.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about the veterans already. I think this is obviously a senior, junior heavy team, but there are definitely some young guys. We talked about Carlo Fasano a little bit earlier, but there are some other young guys that are coming in and making their mark.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other guys that maybe we should be watching for on YSN this year that could go out there and get significant either time or make a significant mark on the game?
Well, if you want to talk some young guys that you may not have heard in the St. John community, it'd be Gus Petros and Chase Newsom.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been so impressed with both of these young men, and they're super coachable, and they have some natural athleticism. And I got to project. We joke sometimes, me and Coach Bento. There's no such thing as starters till the game starts.
That's right.
But I got to project that those guys will be starting at the cornerback positions, and maybe at the receiver positions as early as this Saturday. So.
Which is a nice thing as well when you have some veterans that these guys can kind of lean on, because even these seniors, these are seniors that really, we've talked about it, they earn their stripes. These guys have seen some of the best, have gone against some of the best that Division 6 and Division 7 have to offer in these last couple of years. So when the game moments get big, they're going to have guys that they can trust.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And that's kind of been a long time coming, so to speak.
Yes, yes, it
you
has.
know what I mean? Not to say that we didn't have committed guys before, but there's, like you said, 4 of them on the sideline. Now, so, and we, Coach brought that up earlier today in our film session. Was, I think sometimes for the last 4 years, we try to do too much on the field. We try to do things that are outside of our job because we don't trust that the other athlete is going to do their job. Happens on defense all the time. Plays break down because I know I have contain, but I don't trust the other guy to get to the tackle, so I go where I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then it compounds the problem. This year, I think that we have 11 guys on the field at all times, so they all trust each other to make a play, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, and you talked about the coaching, and let's go a little bit into your coaching staff. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to get the OC, Ryan Bento, who's going to join us here in just a little bit. But before you go, I want to hear a little bit about the other coaching staff, and I know that that's changed this year as well.
Yeah, so the change would be that we added Bob Fry. Coach Fry has just a wealth of experience. Of course, he's going to say, "Oh, you called me old." It's because you're old, Bob. But yeah, Coach Fry brings so much to the table, and he's going to run our defense this year. And the kids, they love him from day one, and he corrects everything from the little things to the big picture things. So he's just been a phenomenal addition to the staff. And then we have Coach Doug Jones is back as well, and his line coach. You can't beat him. He's so big on the fundamentals and everything. And the kids, again, he's the only guy I know that can tell you we're going to do the shoot for 40 minutes. And they're like, yes, let's go, Coach Jones. And they'll do it till it's right. And then they'll do it a couple more times. And so I have a very good coaching staff, yes.
Yeah, and it's a smaller coaching staff, I think, than a lot of other teams out here. You guys are 4 guys trying to get the job done for everybody. How does that trust kind of lean in with you guys and the relationships that you have formed?
I think that there's a lot of trust in our coaching staff. Because, even Coach Fry I've known since long before he came to the staff. So we've kind of known each other for a while. Coach Jones was a parent of a player, and he was around, and immediately after Darren graduated, he joined the coaching staff. So we've known each other as coaches on a personal level, and I know this. I have so much faith in my assistant coaches. Sometimes they give me a hard time. I don't really do anything anymore. I show up, I sit in the back there, I eat my Doritos, and these guys, they're running the offense, running the defense. Sometimes I show up, they tell me what we're doing for practice. No, I'm joking, but really, I mean, these guys, I could trust them with everything. So it's been great.
It's nice to be an administrator every once in a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Coach, before I let you go, this is a revamped team. This is a team that you guys have been working toward for the last couple of years. What can we look forward to when Saint John is going to be on the field this year?
Well, I just think you're going to see a team that is hungry and has a lot of grit and experience, but at the same time, like you said, a splash of some young guys with some talent, and they just want to win. They want to, more importantly, that represent the school well, and they're going to do that. So
I'm really looking forward to it, and you guys are going to get to hear my voice talking about Saint John a lot, as I am the primary broadcaster for the Heralds this year. So I'll be following these guys all around, good, bad, and different. I'm going to be there. Coach Dlwgosh, thanks so much. I appreciate you for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me.
And I can't wait for Saturday already.
Hey, me neither. It's going to be fun.
All right, we're going to go to a quick break, folks, and then when we come back, we're going to have the offensive coordinator, Ryan Bento, joining us right here on the 440 Sports Show.